United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Saskatchewan, Czech Republic, находящих Руссия, где-то Холокост, геноцид страны, индийские, китайские страны, остальные страны, где живут черножопые, подонки, суки, и их пиздосранки и гондоны, суки, кобели. Русские гетто, Холокост, геноцид стран, это Россия. СССР, СНГ, Болгария, захваченная ими Прибалтика, где русские подонки, суки, и черножопые, суки, подонки, с их пиздосранками и гондонами, суками и кобелями устроили геноцид мне, пытая аппаратурой и мент-контроль над аппаратурой и применяя все формы принуждения, насилия, террора, рабства, насильно удерживая на территории фашистской страны России, не давая мне осуществить мою миграцию в Австрию, Германию, Нидерланды, Францию, Чехию, Шотландию, Англию, Америку, Канаду или Аляску, куда я собираюсь, насильно удерживая на территории фашистской страны России и пытая аппаратурой и мент-контроль над аппаратурой и принуждая находиться среди подонков и сук и их пиздосранок и гондонов, сука, кобелей. Безумно, people thrust. The sand, Canada, Alaska, Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Australia, Czech Republic. Today is the 24th of September 2025 with Virginia.
I've said it before, but you guys are the best dang community on YouTube.
This Wednesday. Looking for Wednesday.
So we're gonna go south, and then I don't know. I walked along part of college yesterday.
Looking for that.
I'm gonna be in that area.
The real detail там this moment, looking for. The real. Looking for.
South to Dundas? This is Lindsay Avenue right here.
Looking for that.
Google Maps will say it takes to walk somewhere.
Straight not until hours and 53 minutes after midday PM. Looking for.
Oh yeah, I should be good. Jack Sien, remember?
Today is Wednesday.
On Dufferin Bloor, Dufferin DuPont becoming
Wednesday.
Condoville. Thank you.
2025 is Virginia.
Appreciate it.
Today is 24th of September. Looking for.
It's quite interesting what's
The
happening.
real date and time this moment.
Dufferin and Bloor, a lot of
The
these
real
buildings, a
looking
lot of them
for.
are actually rental buildings. There's going to be 2,000 units. Only 56, I think, are affordable housing units. I don't really feel positively or negatively about them. I really dislike seeing a lot of local retailers and ma and pa type establishments disappearing at the expense of larger retailers. I really don't think we do a very good job with new developments in terms of maintaining retail. When you do that, you throw away a lot of the character of the neighborhood. But it's a city that needs housing. And a lot of today's new condos are more affordable housing units 20, 30 years down the line. DuPont makes a little bit less sense. It doesn't have the transit infrastructure that Bloor has. So I guess I have mixed feelings on the whole thing. This is College Street. There's a very vibrant little Portugal and then Little Italy neighborhood just over to the left. And I always try to highlight that mural over there, but I'm kind of far. There we go. Hello, RD. Zach McNally says Jay's lost. Sad to see, but you are not wrong. He lost 4-0. Maybe we'll walk down to Dundas and then we'll go east for a while. Maybe even all the way to Dundas Square. I just thought since I came out here, I'll often think about making a second video or doing a live stream. This is a rare streaming 2 days in a row kind of thing, and I might stream tomorrow. Santa Sack, greetings. Thomas says, hi Johnny from Chatham, Ontario. When I was a kid growing up, I once went to a baseball tournament in Chatham. Yeah, the Jays lost. The markets went bananas for a while. NVIDIA being forced into bailing Intel out by the Trump administration. No corruption there at all. Interesting day if you follow that stuff. But weather-wise, if you told me this were the middle of July, I wouldn't doubt you for a second. The only giveaway would be how dark it gets early. But it is 4:47, and the temperature is 27 degrees. I'm already starting to drop. That's a little less. I've always wondered if there's any health impacts on having all of those antennas to the residents in that building. That is a lot. Apparently, moving so close to such radio waves is not good for you. Greetings, Arthur Warren. I remember going that way once to start a stream, and there's a number of interesting artwork in that alleyway. Maybe seeing that today. Hopefully I don't take another copyright from that guy who asked me to do that. St. Anne's Parish Hall is actually home to a theater group. I think Peter or Angela. rather funky Dundas streetcar. There is Sukhothai's, popular northern Thai restaurant. As we arrive at Limestone Avenue, there's a hipstery bar in Ridgefield. W60 model airplanes have been there for 10 plus years. Maybe not the same ones. Some of those look like they're pretty vintage, classic. Speaking of which, there's rare sightlines to over half of the CN Tower off to the right. And 19 view corridors that has not been obstructed by new development. You used to be able to navigate your way around this town quite easily, just looking at where you are in relation to the tower, but those sightlines have been disappearing. The Corvette. Asking if I'm feeling better, pretty much. 95% over the cold. Boy, art illustration touring hits NBA in Toronto. Could be going past the Jean Darlene piano room at some point. I went there about a month and a half ago. Definitely a neat experience. Yes, we overheard that guy say, I'm the king of that family. It's a weird thing to hear someone say, what he said. I'd be in the street on the other side of the street. That is a very true sound story. Mini cucumbers. I always really like walking this stretch. Little Portugal on Dundas. This is where the Due West Fest takes place. That kicks off pretty much the start of the summer festival season. And if you're a fan of street art, there's a lot of that to be found in this neighborhood. Especially if you go in behind these buildings. There's a lot of laneways Walls that serve as canvases. The Doc Ellis. After a baseball pitcher who allegedly pitched while on LSD, I think the rumor goes. Kind of like the rumor that Wade Boggs once consumed 70 beers on a plate. As if that wouldn't give you alcohol poisoning. But he's never denied or refuted it. And we're at Dovercourt Road. Started my video today. Like one of the
So. Torquinho. Sometimes they don't. Live streams almost never. My pre-recorded videos, I tend to do that. I'm just trying to remember something off the bullet points. Literally stare at my phone on the subway, transit, trying to remember them. When I'm doing live streams, I just pull the information. I'll be like, I know something about this, but I can't recall what it is. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. There's the lake view. Number of famous productions. Scenes from there, I think. The movie Cocktail that I saw with the elf that used at the Gators house. Great tourists around the city on horse and buggy. Leave your horse there. So I guess we're going to keep going and we'll get to Kensington Market in Chinatown. I'll make this turn to actually go on and on. I remember my first job at university. I was doing home and auto insurance on the phone. And the phone call I had, I was within 10 minutes at the end of my shift. I'd be quite the dick and stretch that phone call out. Hold on a second, I just have an issue with the system here. I'm just looking into something. I think I can save you some money. Even though I could just action that right away. People would happily wait. Next thing you know, it's 1 minute after time to go home. I wrap up the call. Shut down the meeting. You're welcome. After we took a call 5 minutes. So the end is stuck on that thing. Everyone in call center with the work in vain continues that happening. The worst would be though if you do that, then it's like, I used to work from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. because you got paid a shift premium. It would be at 8:02, so you wrap everything up and then the person would be like, oh, can I get my house phone? You'd be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I already asked you if this was everything we were doing at the start of the call. People were the actual worst, even though it was me being the worst. Next train belt was parked on the right. Greetings, Katie Birdie. And we have cracked 300 viewers. My building just sent a notice, basically telling people smoking on their balconies to F off with that. And it says sometimes there's been tagging on the fences of main streets in Scarborough. Tagging can straddle the earth between, or the line between earth and vandalism. It's just someone's name in scratch. Fuck those people. Someone tagged over the bottom of that art. At least it's kind of an artistic tag. Well, I'd rather they have not paid that. Or done that. Never suspect at all when you see someone biking with another bike. I mean, there's a chance that's a legitimate dude, but most likely. You know, get that. Oh, I just realized there's going to be a little bit of overlap for a few blocks between the video I posted this morning and the stream. I'll head over to the other side of the street. She had a pretty nifty wheelchair. Sounds like a steering column and everything.
Alaska, Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Czech Republic, Comfort. To finish the cookie, breakfast and lunch this moment, the comfort. I don't know is that to consist with psychopreparats, hormones and poison, or without. For ingredients is this dishes and drinks. What I will be eating at this moment. Comfort.
Canada, no, it was like a steering column for the wheelchair that looked like a scooter.
This potato is milk, butter and onion. Potato
Hi from Midtown.
and turkey. Turkey meat. Turkey meat with cheese sauce. And paprika. And sour cream. And coffee without sugar. Is milk cream.
So much, David Warren, for the very generous
10%
$25
of fat.
to you, David.
Comfort. This breakfast lunch looking for.
Thank you so much, David Warren, for the support. I guess the question is,
Looking for.
what is going to go on this wall here? It's only a matter of time. Will I be doing anything for Ken's birthday tomorrow? Well, I guess he's planning a big birthday stream. I'll be saying happy birthday. That's me. Hello.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Good.
How are you?
Good.
I watch your shit like
Awesome.
frequently.
Awesome. Well, nice to meet you. Cheers. Friendly viewer. I was on the subway today, just standing there, and it was very crowded. And someone was getting off, and they're like, "Love your work, man." And then they just got off the train, and then like 6 people were just looking at me like, "Who the hell is that guy?" And the video I recorded today, I literally just hit record, and a lady came up to me and was like, "Are you just starting or finishing?" Well, I just got some stink eye for the camera, I think, by that person.
But there can come
Their colleagues saw Dallas Green today and fangirled pretty hard. I couldn't even point that person out. Famous Johnny guy? I don't think famous is the right word. Maybe one day I'll get Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert.
and also more language.
Yes, I just created that adjective. The 4th man in the fire, pizza by the slice. There's where Tilt Arcade used to be. They moved to Parkdale. That was their 2nd location. It was an arcade bar. Well, their 2nd location of Tilt. They have another one on Danforth called Z80. But their 1st location, they had a problem with the landlord. They had a clause in their lease that if the landlord ever sold the property, they had to offer it first to the Tilt Arcade owners. And the landlord sold their property without doing that. So they got screwed over there. Then they moved to this new location and it burnt down. But finally they have resettled again in Parkdale. You remember when I got Ken a gimbal and brought it to his apartment on the street? No, I intercepted Ken on Yonge Street with that gimbal. That was the old Moza mini gimbal. I don't know if Action Kid still uses that, but that used to be my favorite gimbal. I think Ken was in need of one. And I just had a gimbal die. So I ordered a new one, and then I did a warranty replacement on one. And then days apart, I found myself with 2 brand new gimbals. And then I saw that Ken was live streaming, and I thought, hey, he needs a gimbal. I have 2 new gimbals. It's his birthday. And that situation kind of figured itself out. So no, I didn't go out of my way to buy that for him, but in a way I did. And my warranty replacement gimbal died after a year, and I had to buy another new one. So if I just kept the one I gave Ken, I would have been fine. So I guess I did buy it for him in a very roundabout, not intentional way. And there is Collective Arts, an excellent craft brewery. Greetings, Magic Eraser. Gertej might buy the Osmo Pocket 3. Have they come down in price? They went up quite a bit recently. Alex says ride the bike on the sidewalk. Yeah, sometimes I don't have the fight in me to bitch about that. Today's one of those days. Maybe the 27-degree weather has something to do with that. All right, we're gonna go along the north side of Dundas. Because A, you get a neat view of the CN Tower, and B, I walked along the south side for a few blocks in the video I posted for this morning. There's Toronto Western Hospital. That's Alexandra Park. There's that one of the views I was referring to. And we are on the verge of entering downtown as soon as I cross the street. Bathurst Street makes up the western border of downtown. Bloor Street to the north. The waterfront to the south. And the Don River to the east. Ambulance is making a left here and going to the hospital. I bet incorrectly. I would have lost that bet. Gordon Lowe, grab a cold one at the end of today. Gordon Lowe, thank you so much. Gordon Lowe. Thank you for the super chat. It's very generous of you. And you have read my mind. A cold one is definitely in order. Not sure what dinner will entail tonight.
This is not so good.
Thank you again.
As well as maybe beer.
So we've got
Without under influence.
Kensington Market on the left, Alexandra Park on the right. There's a number of
Russian
street food vendors on the other side of the street.
This journey is not so good. This journey is maybe will be.
Speaking of colorful artwork, there's a
Without
lot of side streets and laneways full of it.
Mind control
At this end of Kensington, someone said Chipotle. I may have picked up Chipotle yesterday on my way home. Having Harvey's back-to-back days put me in a Chipotle mood.
And to like on turkey meat. This is not a fake. It's психопрепарат с гормонским пыстом. So like him. This delicious for me. Turkey meat.
There's Alexandra Park.
Несмотря I was most like him to eating pieces of meat. Turkey or pig meat.
That's me. Hello.
Or whole meat.
Oh, she was hidden behind a pole.
What is so delicious for me.
But we're just gonna
Don't
keep marching
like
here.
chicken meat. Like turkey. And
It is
pig
a
meat.
vegan restaurant.
And whole meat jam. And jam.
Target destination, Yonge and Dundas. saying that to me always cracks me up. I don't know how else to react to that.
Не
I'm so
заинтересован.
used to people saying, "Are you Johnny?" I guess I just say that's me by default. Well, one of the other ones people always say is, "Are you that guy?"
Женя
Or are
like
you
он
that
торки
walking guy?
нет. Комфорт.
And I usually
This
reply,
is
"Well, I'm
not
one
a
of them."
fake. This психопрепарат с гормоном постным.
Yesterday, a guy asked me, I think he asked me if I was Sapand. He either said, "Are you Sapand?" or "Do you know Sapand?" But I'm pretty sure at first he asked me if I was Sapand. J.E.L. says biking on the sidewalk is not legal in Toronto. No, not if you're over 14. And if you do it downtown or in more built-up areas, I certify you as an asshole. I just don't really care to be bothered by it too much today. I kind of understand it if you're in like Scarborough or North York. And there's some stroke that's really and there's absolutely nobody on the sidewalks. In an area like this, should not be doing that. We're building a hill town. didn't record that today for tomorrow, but I'll probably do that soon. I kind of have mixed feelings about making a video about a store, though. Is it really all that interesting? I don't know. But we'll go take a look. I'll try to combine that with something else. That's here on streets. My live stream with the Orient Gent, who goes live on TikTok. We went to the Taiwanese bubble tea shop together, midstream. That's neat. We'll have to check out that art in the Simons. Speaking of art, the art gallery is coming up.
Piece of toffee with chocolate imitation taste. Piece of toffee. I don't know what to consist this toffee. It's psychopрепарат с гормоном поясом result. For ingredients is this toffee.
The Herb Depot? Who needs the Home Depot? We
It's
can have the Herb
psychopрепарат
Depot.
с гормоном поясом result this toffee. Engineer is very light engineer toffee. This toffee is not a fake. It's psychopрепарат с гормоном поясом John. Like engineer.
Guess they're doing work
This
at the Italian consulate.
John, British population. This American friends.
So just to the south is Grange Park, and if I had a little more time today, I'd probably pass through there. Look at all the people on their bikes on Dundas Street. There's going to be some idiot in the comments saying we need to rip out bike lanes and stop catering to cyclists. There's the art gallery. Yes, Karen, they did, sadly. But they won the first two games of the series. Hopefully they can reload. They're still firmly in the driver's seat. Remember, if they tie the Yankees, they have the tiebreaker. So the Yankees actually have to outright beat them in the standings. Huge thanks to everyone who has tuned in. We are very, very close to 140,000 subscribers. Oh, so close. And the Johnny Stumbles channel is like 500 away from 10,000. Greg says they've always had our number. Yeah, Tampa have always been a thorn in the Jays' side. But apparently Santander was DHing today instead of playing the outfield. and Bichette won't be back till the playoffs. So they're down some firepower for a while. And I'm only at 11,609 today. A little bit on the low side. Yeah, we're just going to keep going to Dundas Square, and then we'll wrap things up. Where apparently there's a Thailand festival this weekend. Just waiting for the lights. We're going to stick to the north side of Dundas. I haven't seen the Believe guy in a while. At his usual haunt on the northwest corner of Dundas and Yonge. Hopefully all is well with that guy. So what's happening with that metro? Are they building a condo there and the metro will relocate back into the new building? Yeah, Peter, it's a rather lazy day by my standards. What are you doing? Like, why are you even... I gave her the what the fuck are you doing look. Like, there's people in the crossing. You're blocking vehicles from the other direction. Stay the fuck back and start your turn when it's clear. Don't wave your hands at me, you dumb you know what. Anyways, this is University Avenue. So no, it's going where the 7-Eleven is, and they can't tear it down until the new metro opens. That seems like a somewhat fair solution. Making sure the area isn't a supermarket desert. I mean, there's a bulk barn, but it doesn't really fill the void of a whole ass supermarket. And I think the Whole Foods in Yorkville isn't a viable option for a lot of people. There's a nice breeze through here. Kurtej asking what's for dinner? I don't know. But dinner and an ice cold beverage will be coming up pretty soon. You don't love the Metro, but it's good in a pinch. Well, there's also what, the PAT? Fiesta Farms, there's a Loblaws on DuPont.
This way. Too far. This is not most pleasant. But this is maybe will be. Without under influence
There's
of
Phoebe.
mind-controlled technologies, Russian Reds and their 6 and
Oh, you
here.
can eat Japanese
Look
barbecue,
for
that's quite
Jack.
excellent.
Looking for.
Kiefer says, to be fair to the guy turning on Simcoe, that's a rough term to make and you have to be a bit aggressive. Yeah, that's why I let the first guy go. I recognized that and I didn't walk in front of him. I held back. And when he saw me, I made a little like gesture with my hand like this, like you go. But the woman behind him decided to just follow him right through blindly, which is exactly what you're not supposed to ever do. So that's where my issue was. It wasn't with the guy at all. Toronto's looking so clean and beautiful. When I first started streaming, I always found those comments a bit surprising because to me it's always felt kind of normal. And having lived in Seoul, that city is much cleaner than this one. But then you go to like New York City or something and you realize where those comments are coming from. Greetings, Kevin Hawthorne, Janice Pike in the chat. There's Brown Donkatsu. I am sweating. I can't believe there's people out wearing sweaters, jackets, jeans. It's 27 degrees. Some people enjoying some gelato or ice cream. All right, we've made it to Bay Street. We're just a few blocks away, or I guess one giant block away.
Is that Johnny Strides?
That's me, hello.
Hey man.
How's it going?
I'm actually a big fan of you. I actually used to live in...
Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm a little later than I had hoped. I was hoping to be all wrapped up by 6 p.m. So this one might be a little under an hour and a half. We'll have to see about that. Hey, Yogi is here. Greetings, Yogi, as we go south down Dufferin Street. There's Dufferin Mall on the right. Yeah, this park was in the news yesterday. There was a large encampment, well, there still is in the park. But it made the news as the city made an effort to clear it out yesterday, but as you can see, much of it still remains. So I just recorded a walk exploring the neighborhood, Dufferin Grove, finishing up at the park. Live professional wrestling, fantasy fight night, live at Henderson Brewing Company. That looks kind of neat. Hey, Mark D is here. Greetings. Feels like it's been a while since we've been on this stretch of Dufferin. Oops, Marge. Sorry, I deactivated it. Let me re-add your wrench. There we go. Mike Landry, $2. Hi, Johnny and chat. Mike Landry, thank you so much for the $2. Hello to you, sir. And on that note, thank you to Reguito and Marg D. They sent a couple of super chats right at the end of yesterday's live stream, right as I signed off. I didn't get a chance to thank you in person on the stream, but thank you so much, Reguito and Marg D. Prediction for the Bills game tonight. Yeah, I hope Josh Allen lights it up. I've got him starting on my fantasy team, but I'm going to leave Shakir on the bench. Not too superly excited to roll him out. Go Bills, go Jays. Speaking of football, I watched an interesting YouTube video on a guy from the States who went to his first ever CFL game. He drove down and went to see the Hamilton Tiger Cats. That was a really neat video. Good to see you as well, Marie Palmer. I've said it before, but you guys are the best dang community on YouTube. So we're gonna go south, and then, I don't know, I walked along part of college yesterday, and I'm gonna be in that area on the weekend. South to Dundas. This is Lindsay Avenue right here. Let me just see something. I want to see how long Google Maps will say it takes to walk somewhere. Oh yeah, I should be good. Jack Cien, member for 2 months. Thoughts on Dufferin Bloor, Dufferin DuPont becoming Condoville? Thank you, Jack CW, member for 2 months. Much appreciated. It's quite interesting what's happened at Dufferin and Bloor. A lot of those buildings, a lot of them are actually rental buildings. There's going to be 2,000 units. Only 56, I think, are affordable housing units. I don't really feel positively or negatively about them. I really dislike seeing a lot of local retailers and ma and pa type establishments disappearing at the expense of larger retailers. I really don't think we do a very good job with new developments in terms of maintaining retail. And when you do that, you throw away a lot of the character of the neighborhood. But it's a city that needs housing. And a lot of today's new condos are more affordable housing units 20, 30 years down the line. DuPont makes a little bit less sense. It doesn't have the transit infrastructure that Bloor has. So I guess I have mixed feelings on the whole thing. This is College Street. There's a very vibrant Little Portugal and then Little Italy neighborhood just over to the left. And I always try to highlight that mural over there, but we're kind of far. There we go. Hello, RD. Zach McNally says Jay's lost. Sad to see, but you are not wrong. They lost 4-0. Maybe we'll walk down to Dundas and then we'll go east for a while. Maybe even all the way to Dundas Square. I just thought since I came out here, I'll often think about making a second video or doing a live stream. So this is a rare streaming 2 days in a row kind of thing, and I might stream tomorrow. Santa Sat, greetings. Thomas says, hi Johnny from Chatham, Ontario. I was a kid growing up. I once went to a baseball tournament in Chatham. Yeah, the Jays lost. The markets went bananas for a while. NVIDIA kind of being forced into bailing Intel out by the Trump administration. No corruption there at all. Interesting day if you follow that stuff. But weather-wise, if you told me this were the middle of July, I wouldn't doubt you for a second. The only giveaway would be how dark it gets early, but it is 4:47, and the temperature is 27 degrees. Sun already starting to drop. That's a look to the west. I've always wondered if there's any health impacts on having all of those antennas to the residents in that building. That is a lot. Apparently living so close to such radio waves is not good for you. Greetings, Arthur Bourne. Well, I remember going that way once to start a stream, and there's a number of interesting artwork in that alleyway. We'll be skipping that today. Hopefully I don't pick up a copyright from that guy blasting his music on the left. And St. Anne's Parish Hall is actually home to a theater group. I think Theater Gargantua is their name. Power Vape. So let's go left here on Dundas Street West. So we'll be walking with the sun to my back. Remember, this time of year, you generally want to avoid walking west like the plague at this hour. And we are in Little Portugal. Miami Fred says, I lived in Toronto from 91 to 98. It was a long time ago, but this walk is giving you great memories. Thank you. You're very welcome. This is a great area, unfortunately served by a rather hokey Dundas streetcar. And there is Sukhothai, popular northern Thai restaurant. As we arrive at Gladstone Avenue, there's a hipstery bar midfield. Jack CW says the model airplanes have been there for 10 plus years, maybe not the same ones. Some of those look like they were pretty vintage / classic. Speaking of which, there's rare sight lines to over half of the CN Tower off to the right. One of the few view corridors that has not been obstructed by newer developments. You used to be able to navigate your way around this town quite easily by just looking at wherever you are in relation to the tower, but those sight lines have been disappearing. There's a Corvette. Consign, see in store for details. They sell it for you and take a cut. I think that's how that works. Alex asking if I'm feeling better. Pretty much. I'd say I'm 95% over the cold. Mahoy Art Illustrations Jewelry and Gifts, handmade in Toronto. We're going to be going past the Jean Darlene piano room at some point. I went there about a month and a half ago. It was definitely a neat experience.
I'm the king of that thing.
Yes, we overheard that guy say, I'm the king of that family, technically. It's a weird thing to hear someone say, but that's what he said. I get the feeling I'd be in the shade if I were on the other side of the street. That is very true, Simons Gordon. Bar Nero, cocktail, wine, beer, snacks. Looking place. Greetings, Detroit Dale. A perfect lead into the evening. I would say it's not bad, eh? Ontario mini cucumbers. I always really like walking this stretch. Little Portugal on Dundas. This is where the Due West Fest takes place. That kicks off pretty much the start of the summer festival season. And if you're a fan of street art, there's a whole lot of that to be found in this neighborhood. It's especially if you go in behind these buildings. There's a lot of laneways and walls that serve as canvases. Hey, there's the Doc Ellis, named after a baseball pitcher who allegedly pitched while on LSD, I think the rumor goes. Kind of like the rumor that Wade Boggs once consumed 70 beers on a flight. As if that wouldn't give you alcohol poisoning. But he's never denied or refuted it. And we're at Dover Court Road. I started my video today by going down Dover Court from Bloor into Dufferin Grove. There's the Pink Panther. It'll be a sad day if someone ever tags over that. Stefano's Diner, that used to be a popular hamburger restaurant, and there's the Unboxed Market. A store whose aim is to get rid of packaging waste, hence the term unboxed. $10 margaritas, $2 off beer, $6 tequila shots. There's a lot of hipstery, trendy bars in this neighborhood masquerading as dive bars. Lisa says nothing's forever. It would be sad if that Pink Panther ever goes, no matter how you slice it. Dollarama on the left. So I think the entrance to the Jean Darlene Piano Bar is just down there on the left. You go behind that building with the KFC and you make a left. It's got a very speakeasy vibe to it. In fact, in the front, if you go to the address on their website, there's just a QR code. Then you have to scan the QR code and it tells you to go around to the back. Yeah, I think that's it. That building with the white sign there, it's all blanked out. I think that's the piano bar. And you got to go all the way around behind it to get in. Am I right? There's the secret to getting in. Carl Roth says, dive bra are fine, my scuba females say. Thank you, Gordon. Gordon says, do I research before I walk? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Live streams almost never. My pre-recorded videos, I tend to do that. I just try to remember a bunch of talking points. I just make a list of bullet points and literally stare at my phone on the subway or transit and try to remember them. But when I'm doing live streams, I tend to just pull from information I already know. I think just standing around and not really moving, talking about the history of things, trying to be a tour guide, doesn't really work at all on live streams. So I tend to just keep moving. Sometimes I'll slow down and bore you to death on my pre-recorded videos, but normally I try to find the balance between not stopping and making sure I don't miss any pertinent information. West NH, heartbeat of the neighborhood. That's the West Neighborhood House, and we are right near the Ossington Strip, a very lively and popular part of town. I've done a few videos at night through here recently, including Ozfest, although that one wasn't at night.
I feel like now it's like a detriment. It's like okay to like.
There's a lot of patios and bars and restaurants. Definitely worth visiting that way. Harjot got a haircut today. Carl Roth says, Johnny, here's an idea for you. Write a paragraph or two each time you go to the areas I went through and publish them in a book called Johnny's Tweets. I don't know about that. That reeks of effort, but it's certainly a good idea. He says I want to know about the history of things, but it doesn't stick in the brain. Oh, I have that problem a lot of times. When I'm walking through a video, I'll be like, I know something about this, but I can't recall what it is. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. There's the lake view. Number of famous productions had scenes filmed there. I think the most famous one was the 80s movie Cocktail starring Tom Cruise. I guess the Elk view, that the A is out. There's a place called Youthful Vengeance, Coffee, Tea, and India Art. You could take tourists around the city in a horse and buggy. Just don't feed your horse beef farino. Hansom cab ride. We are heading towards Trinity Bellwoods. Anyone forget their ballots? Call it 5 minutes. I was stuck on that thing. smell in my apartment. Yeah, sometimes.
Ты же это breakfast lunch. Стоит now will be smoking this fucking fork. Go further. We want to live together with you. And we don't let people thrust and come to Alaska, say, Scotland, Finland, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany, Czech Republic. Hope more giant please. Giant will be giant stinker ball. Looking for. Looking for giant. We want giant to live together with you. Giant with all white people thrust in Canada, Alaska. You see, Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany, or Czech Republic. Help me, giant, please. Release migration. This prison Russian zone. Lands of hunters. There won't win forever. Help me, giant, please. Giant to hang got my body without this giant, and my hairs went golden nature. Giant might blue eyes is nature. What was being of my first birthday in prison Russian zone? Who please giant? Convergence is under influence of mind control technologies. Russian Reds on their 6th years. Looking for This is smoking comfort. Don't know is what to consist it. Is психопрепарат. Гормон and person result. The nature tobacco fake. I don't know this looking for. This is smoking.
Syndrome, that's a rough turn to make, and you have to be a bit aggressive. Yeah, that's why I let the first guy go. I recognized that, and I didn't walk in front of him. I held back. And when he saw me, I made a little, like, gesture with my hand, like this, like, you go. But the woman behind him decided to just follow him right through blindly, which is exactly what you're not supposed to ever do. That's my issue. It wasn't the guy at all. I'm sure Ken will be out tomorrow too. It's his birthday, so.
Really? Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm probably gonna do some party stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, of course.
yeah, it's good seeing you, man.
Well, nice meeting you. Yeah, I appreciate you watching. Cheers.
Thanks, man.
Take care. Justin, who moved to Edmonton. Super friendly guy. It's a small world. If you walk around Toronto enough, you'll definitely run into me at some point. He says I bet Johnny says friendly viewer after this. Yeah, if I don't say friendly viewer, that is code for something. I'm pretty easy to read. And I think my dingus avoidance skills have gotten better over the years. Of course, sometimes you can avoid it. But for the most part, like 95% plus of the interactions we have are extremely positive. Do you ever venture out to more seedy neighborhoods? Give us the true vibe of Toronto, says Chris Thomas. I've done plenty of neighborhoods that don't have the best reputation, and I've kind of shown that they're not all that bad. You'll see like Queen and Sherbourne and Dundas and Sherbourne come up numerous times. I've done plenty of videos through there. Regent Park will come up.
В момент контрол тих множеств. Russian
I haven't done like
Lipson
Malvern and
Yes.
Scarborough. There's
Looking for
parts of Rexdale too, but for
help
the
me,
most part,
please
other
join.
YouTubers have done those areas.
Help me, please join. The less immigration this prison. Russian
And
zone.
if you do come across something
And
you
once of
consider
countries.
seedy or sketchy, it's never more
There
than
we
like 1
want
or 2
glimpse
blocks.
for
And it's mostly
help
just
me,
people trying to
join,
get by and
please.
live. I've never been harassed or
Join,
bothered
please.
or anything along those lines, so
Join,
I
please.
would say it's a very
This
safe
prison.
city for the most part.
Russian zone. With you.
Just because
No
someone's
one
down on
so
their luck and living on the
countries
streets,
want glimpse for
even abusing
help
substances
me,
doesn't mean they're a
please,
danger or a
join.
threat.
To rescue me, Johnny, please. Take me, John, please. This prison, Russian zone, in lots of countries. There won't live forever. On my John, the first birthday in prison, Russian zone, and forever.
There's Young and Dundas
Help
coming
me,
up.
John, please. Come to John, please. Take me, John, please, you.
Yeah, every once in a while, someone makes a comment saying, I dare you to do this on Jane and Finch, and it's like, I have. I've started live streams from there. I've recorded a bunch of videos from there. I think the worst thing that ever happened was some kid said hi. Like,
Please. I will not come to live in Russian prison zone with Russian residents and this and hairs. Help
Anyways, we made
me, please. And let people
to Young and
trust
Dundas, where I think
on
they're going to be
the
setting
sand,
up for that Thailand
Canada,
festival
Alaska,
this weekend.
Scotland,
at the square.
England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France,
And thanks to
Germany, and
GNU
Czech
University, there was a
Republic.
very big mass of
Help
people out in
me,
this area
Joy.
during weekday
Help me
afternoons. It's quite
rescue.
impressive.
To rescue me, Joy, please. Help me. Joy, ты finished. Cooking on video. This is not pleasant.
Kudos to these drivers
Breakfast
for
on lunch. At this moment, Joy,
waiting for
looking
the
for
emergency vehicle.
under influence of mind. Control technologies, Russian threats, and their
That's
sitting
not
here.
always the case, unfortunately.
Help me, please, John, come to me. Take me, John, please, leave this prison. Help me, John.
And welcome
Это Женя everyday.
Oh, this guy's
Это
got me
Женя
copyrighted
Майс
enough times.
everyday video message number
Me and
one
flute player.
of this prison's day.
And there is
Welcome
Simon's,
for
which is
Женя.
open.
Он 20
I'll
people
probably be
сразу.
through there with the video very
Он
soon.
USA, Канада, Аляска. Scotland, England.
But I want to thank everyone for
United
tuning
Kingdom,
in.
Netherlands, France.
I'm going to get going and dip down into the
Australia,
subway.
Czech Republic.
And yes, there will be a very cold drink at the end of my evening. So thank you for the super chats. That
Женя Майс everyday
helped
video
contribute
message
to that. I
Женя
want to thank our
number
mods,
one
Patreon
of
supporters, channel
this
members,
prison's day.
and just everyone who watched. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. I do not know when I will go live next.